Hello, manic.mercurian here with your solar return reading, and this reading will be for your last solar return. And so that that solar return occurred on Monday, April 11th, 2022 at 8:15 a.m. in Bakersfield, California. So that's what this chart you're seeing is here. And this basically gives an overview of the following year. So the year from your previous birthday to your next birthday. So in this case, April 2022 to April 2023. And for more information on what a solar return is, what a solar return reading is, or how to get a reading like this, you can always go to my website, manic.mercurian.net. I will link that in the description, but I have all that information there. So for this reading, the sun is, of course, at 21 degrees Aries, just like it will be for every solar return you have. That's exactly what a solar return is. So looking at solar return charts, we're actually not so much looking at, what we're not paying attention to what sign the sun is in at all. That really doesn't tell us much at all. It's more about the ascendant, the moon, the positions of the other planets, the house of the sun. In this case, the sun is in the 12th house, so that could indicate more time alone for you this year. Maybe a lot of time just like reflecting and thinking about your life and processing things, integrating time spent alone, kind of just thinking through things. And especially, besides the house of the sun, we can tell a lot from the position of the ascendant and the moon. In this case, with Taurus rising and Leo moon, both the rising and the moon are in fixed signs. So that shows for you this year a lot of stability, a lot of consistency. So from April 2022 to April 2023, things should actually be pretty consistent for you, pretty stable. Moon is in Leo, which is a pretty positive, upbeat sign. So it's showing that you're feeling confident, you're feeling sure of yourself. You have a warmth to you or a vitality, so that's very good. Taurus rising again shows a lot of stability, especially for you, and it's ruled by Venus. So Venus is the chart ruler here. Venus is exalted in Pisces, so that's really, really beautiful. Between the chart ruler being exalted like this and being a benefic, Venus brings pleasure and abundance, and being exalted, that's a really strong position for the chart ruler. So between all that and the Leo moon, I think this is a pretty positive reading. It looks like it would be a positive, stable, productive year for you. Sun is in 12th house, which can be more difficult, so maybe a lot of time spent alone or a lot of time ruminating on things and contemplating. That could be maybe a little bit more difficult, the most difficult thing I've covered so far. But other than that, it looks like a really strong, stable, positive year for you, an enjoyable year. Let's see what else. Um, Mars and Saturn are in the 10th house, so that could show conflict with your career since you have two malefics there. So you're being challenged in your career or in your public image, maybe having some kind of crisis there. However, you do have Saturn direct, and Saturn is in domicile as well, so that shows a lot of time for you spent at work or in your career. Saturn is retrograde about 40% of the time, I believe, so if Saturn were retrograde in this chart, that would indicate time spent away from work more so than usual. But in this case, Saturn is in domicile and it's direct, so that shows maybe a lot of time spent working a lot. And again, there's some kind of challenge there. So whatever you're doing professionally um, is you're being challenged and you're being pushed to kind of go on to the next level in this life or in this year more so. Other than that, your solar return happens to fall on the Jupiter Neptune conjunction, so that's pretty prominent in Pisces. So that could show, because it's in the 11th house here, you might be very confused what your friend group is or what's your kind of social network. That might be changing a lot. It may be confusing. It may be expanding and contracting a lot, or just kind of changing for seemingly no reason. So, who are your friends? Who can you network with? All that may be very confusing and very positive. Sometimes they're very negative. Other times this year, it's just kind of in constant flux for you this year. Let's see, and then Mercury is in Taurus. Mercury's in the 12th house as well. Um, South Node is in 6th house. So again, that shows to maybe conflict. There could be some kind of struggle with your health a little bit. Um, but it's showing that it's very productive for you to be alone actually. So this year, you might be a little bit of a loner, but that's not the worst thing in the world. Maybe that's kind of what you need right now, just to kind of recenter and regroup, kind of reintegrate what's going on for yourself. Um, and other than that, I've already covered the basics. I don't get really, really, deep into detail with solar return readings. I find them to be more accurate if I kind of just go over the surface. But it does give you a pretty decent picture. So, Moon in Leo, Taurus risings, very stable. Um, so all in all, I guess putting everything together, it looks like a year for you where you are stable. You're kind of working away at something. You're working away at some long term plans, maybe kind of chipping away every day, kind of consistent in that you have a positive outlook, but I think you're maybe taking a year where you can kind of be separate or distant, maybe, so you can just have some time to focus on yourself, really. Maybe time integrate or processing some past events. Um, so it's a very stable year, but at the same time, I think it's a year where you're kind of maybe more removed than usual. And that would allow you not only to process the past, but also to kind of make way for something new to come in the future as well. But let's see what else here. Venus is in your 11th house. So, yeah, it's very interesting what's going on with your friend groups or your connections. All of that, I would expect a lot of change with, and you're not going to really understand what's happening there. People may come and go, or you may make friends with people you wouldn't expect to. But Venus is there, so that shows that it's overall it may be strange or unusual, it may be mysterious or confusing, but it's at least positive in nature. There's some kind of abundance there. There's good things coming to you from friends this year. But that's pretty much what I see. So I know that was very brief, but hopefully that gives you kind of a general picture of how your year will go here. Um, let's see. I'm just making sure I didn't miss anything else here. That's pretty much it. Taurus rising with Venus exalted and then Moon and Leo. I mean, that's a pretty a pretty good match for a strong, stable, positive year. So generally, it looks pretty good. It looks like you have an inner stability in yourself, an inner kind of confidence that comes from within. So that's what will keep things kind of even keel this year. So that's what I see. Let me know if you have any questions or want me to delve into anything a little bit further. I'd be happy to do so. But thanks for this opportunity. I'll talk to you later.